All right, Taurus, this is your January 2021 Taroscope and Horoscope. I'm Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. Taurus, we have a big month ahead of you, and you are a part of the cosmic fabric that brings about quite a bit of change here. The sun, which is your vitality and your focus, is sitting in Capricorn until January 19th. That is your ninth house. Capricorn is 9 signs past Taurus. The ninth house is all about spirituality, ideals, personal beliefs, higher education, foreign people, foreign land, and long distance travel. So over the last month, at least until January 19th, that's where the focus is primarily going to be for you, Taurus. After January 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius, which is your 10th house of career, public, and reputation. So the two go hand in hand. If you've been working on yourself and your ideals, this translates into career prospects and career changes. Mars is really the dispositor of January. Mars has been sitting in your 12th house of the subconscious, of endings and karma and rest for the last 6 months. This is a really difficult position. The 12th house is a spiritual house. It's where the universe makes corrections. And Mars has been sitting there for the last 6 months due to retrograde, and Mars rules Aries. Could have been a lot of endings, could have been a lot of stress over the last 6 months for you, Taurus. But Mars is finally going to move out of that 12th house and into your sign, Taurus, on January 8th. Mars brings a lot of ambition. It's your drive, it's your vitality, it increases your libido. And now it's moving into Taurus, which is already a highly sexual sign. You are the sign of sensuality. So, this is great for romance. It's great for any bedroom buddies that you might have, or if you want to take your relationship to the next level. This is a great time to do it. Mars, however, is going to be making a series of very challenging squares. These are 90-degree angles over to the planets sitting in Aquarius. And for you, Taurus, these are all your 10th house matters. So this is career, public, and your reputation. So you need to be very careful over this next month to about 6 weeks. Mars is first going to square Mercury on January 8th. This type of energy produces a lot of aggressiveness. Mars can be aggressive when it's agitated, and Mercury is the messenger planet. Mars is going to be sitting in your first house of self. Mercury is sitting over in Capricorn, your 10th house, and this creates a lot of dynamics. The moon is a part of this too. The moon is going to be directly opposing Mars, and that's going to be sitting in your 7th house of Scorpio. So the way I read this is you can expect a lot of tension, perhaps some irritating, aggressive communication from partnerships and the work front, or maybe people, colleagues. There's going to be some tension brewing starting on the 8th. The good news here is that Venus, which is sitting in Sagittarius, is going to be moving into Capricorn, which is your 9th house of ideals, personal beliefs, and it's going to be making a very positive aspect. It's called a trine over to Mars. So this is stabilizing energy. Capricorn is also an earth sign. It's very compatible. It's a cosmic cousin, so to speak, of Taurus. So Venus in Capricorn can be very stabilizing while Mars is sitting in your sign. This is also a great day for romance. Venus is the divine feminine. Mars is the divine masculine. So if you're looking to get it on, January 8th would be a good day for that. But be aware there's also tension in the air with that square between Mercury, Mars, and the moon. January 9th rolls around. Now Mars is going to be squaring Saturn. Mars still sitting in your first house, Taurus. And it's going to be making a 90-degree aspect over to stern, serious Saturn, the taskmaster, which is sitting now in Aquarius. This is tension. Mars is the go-getter. It wants to move forward. It wants to make things happen. Release your ex. This one popped out. It's time to clear the energy. We'll get back to that, Taurus. January 13th, this is Mars. Mars is the go-getter. It's sitting in Taurus now. Mars in Taurus is not quite as fiery. It needs to take its time. But Mars can be a little bit uncomfortable in Taurus because it is the go-getter, it is the pioneer. What's the other one? Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. We'll get back to these. But Saturn's the taskmaster. And Saturn's sitting in its co-ruled sign of Aquarius right now, and it's sitting with Jupiter. So this creates kind of an awkward energy, so to speak, but it's also tension, and it's tension with authority. It's wanting to move things forward, but getting basically the caution light or even the red light from Saturn and Jupiter sitting over in Aquarius. This day is also interesting, January 13th, because it's the new moon. The new moon always starts the new cycle of the lunar cycle. It's when the moon crosses over the sun, which is going to be sitting in Capricorn. That is your 9th house of ideals, personal beliefs, higher education. This particular new moon is a little bit special because it's going to be conjoined with Pluto. Pluto is very intense. It's things from the underworld, it's passion, it's secrets, it's hidden things. So revelations could very well be coming out right around January 13th while there is great tension in the air with Mars and Saturn. This Mars-Saturn aspect we actually saw back in August and September of 2020 while Mars was sitting in Aries and Saturn was sitting in Capricorn. So think back to that time. Could have been a very stressful time. Mars was in its retrograde during that time when it was making these awkward squares over to Saturn. So it could have felt very tense during this time, wanting to move things forward, but you can't because Saturn will stop and delay things. But also watch this day from January 13th for secrets revealed. Again, there's some good news on the 13th. Venus sitting in Capricorn is going to make a harmonious trine over to Uranus, which is sitting in your first house. So this is good for positive change, stabilizing things. If it's gotten real tense over that January 13th mark, just realize that you need to tap into your higher beliefs and ground them and try to make that change that you want to bring about, Taurus. January 20th, we're still on the Mars kick here. Mars is now going to conjoin Uranus sitting in your first house. Uranus has been there for a while. It's changing you up. Uranus is the great liberator. It represents rebellion, the future, technology, innovation. And it's asking you, Taurus, to make some really big changes with yourself. So Mars and Uranus are going to conjoin on January 20th, which is also Inauguration Day, while the moon, which is exalted in Taurus, is also conjoining these other two planets. This is explosive energy. It could be a very triggering day for you in particular, Taurus, because this is all happening in your first house. It's explosive energy. This is what creates a lot of tension, and it's power dynamics on a different level. So be sure you are grounding that energy. You're getting enough exercise. You are exercising the mind with yoga, and you're clearing out any type of negative energy because this is a real triggering day for people. There's still good news on that 20th, despite all of these really harsh aspects happening. Venus, again, is helping us stabilize this energy in Capricorn. And it's going to be making a sextile, which is opportunity, over to Neptune, which is in Pisces. And this is your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, ideals, friends and group associations. So the way I see this is look to friends and your group associations if the 20th happens to be a very difficult day for you, Taurus, because you're very much in the middle of all of this. Neptune Venus is also great for romance too. It's very dreamy. It produces a very romantic type of energy. So if you've got anybody on the radar, or if you're looking to take your relationship to the next level, or even if you're trying to re-spark some romance, 20th is also a very good time for that. Mars continues its transit, and now it's going to start making a square on January 23rd over to expansive Jupiter. Jupiter sitting in your 10th house of career. That's where Saturn's sitting at too. So you need to be very careful on the 23rd because this Mars energy with Jupiter can cause premature action. So you really need to think before you leap here. Excuse me, Taurus. You can continue to look for stabilizing energy on the 23rd. The sun, which is now in Aquarius on the 23rd, is going to conjoin with Saturn. Saturn is responsibility. Saturn is discipline and perseverance. This is asking you to take the energy down with that sense of responsibility and discipline. If things get real heated and you want to make a jump and you want to make a premature move, Taurus, you're not one to make a move very fast, but here this could very well trigger you because Mars is the get up and go energy. It wants to start making moves, and Jupiter just expands that energy, especially in a square. So be sure you're grounding yourself, you're thinking things through, have discipline on the 23rd. Moving forward with the 26th, the sun, still transiting through your 10th house of career in Aquarius, is now going to make another challenging square over to Uranus in your first house. This could be a lot of tension. It produces a need for change, independence. This can also be a little bit of rebellion in the air. Uranus is the great liberator. We could very well see a lot of tension on the political front, so be watching the news around the 20th, the 23rd, and the 26th. Uranus, it works through shock and awe, so this could go one of two ways. It could be very good, or it's kind of like the Tower moment in the Tarot, where if anything that's not built on a solid foundation, Uranus is going to destroy it. So keep that in mind. If things move suddenly and you feel like you're out of control, realize that things are being taken out of your life for a reason, and it's leading you to your new path. That's what Uranus is going to be doing all through the next several years as it's transiting through Taurus. January 28th, we're going to go back to Venus, the goddess of love, sitting in your 9th house of higher ideals. It's now going to conjoin Pluto. Venus-Pluto is an interesting one. This can bring up a lot of passion in relationships. This can bring up higher ideals in relationships, romantic partners from the past. Remember that Pluto is the lord of the underworld, so it brings up things from the past, things unseen, secrets. So this could also be an energy where you learn new revelations about your relationships around that 28th time frame. Remember, Pluto also brings obsession and jealousy. It is a planet that rules Scorpio, so it can be very deep and very emotional, extremely passionate, but with that comes the dark side of possessiveness, especially you, Taurus. You can be a little possessive, and it has got that aura of jealousy. So it's great if you want to get it on in the bedroom, if you got someone in mind, but this can be a little unstable too, especially with that Pluto aspect. January 30th rolls around. Now we're going into this infamous Mercury retrograde period. There's 3 in 2021. We started off in January. Mercury is going to be retrograding through Aquarius in your 10th house of career. You're going to be reviewing, reassessing, readjusting, slowing down on that career front. Mercury will retrograde through Aquarius January 30th through February 21st. We get a preview of what the retrograde period is going to look like on January 15th as it starts to go into its shadow phase of the retrograde. So pay attention to what's happening around January 15th. That's going to give you a flavor of what it is that needs to be reviewed on the career front. So again, Taurus, you are very much a part of the energy in the first part of 2021 here. A lot happening on the career front. Expect changes, expect power dynamics, possible issues with authority, but remember, Venus is sitting in that higher ideals section of your chart in that 9th house. You can ground the energy with that Capricorn, steady, pragmatic changes. Don't go too fast. You're not known for impulsive moves, Taurus, but with Mars sitting there, anything could happen. Don't let the energy explode if you've been bottling up emotions. You have to be able to let it out through physical exercise, through healthy eating. This is a great time to start New Year's resolutions, especially with all that Capricorn energy. Capricorn's about responsibility and determination and climbing that mountain of success. So be sure you're manifesting your 2021 goals by thinking about it, writing them down, talking about it, and then taking incremental steps to achieve those goals. This will be instrumental for you, Taurus. Capricorn is a fellow earth sign, so this is great energy for you. But remember, you got Uranus and Mars sitting there. It can produce a lot of crazy energy. It can be explosive at times. So be sure you are checking, you're checking any type of aggressive energy that might come up around the 20th and the 23rd. All right, so Taurus, we had a couple cards fall out for the angels. We're going to do the Tarot. Keep in mind with the Tarot reading that this is a general reading that will not resonate with all of you. Be sure you check out your ascendant, Moon, and Venus sign, depending on what's happening in your own natal chart. Those signs might speak more to you this month. All right, Taurus. So we have here, release the X. The time has come to clear your energy. Taurus, you're not one to make any fast moves. You are a very sensual person. It's hard for you to let go. But the angels are asking you to release the X. So there might be a situation here that you need to let go of. And I know that can be difficult for you. And then we also have the Flirt card. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. This is asking you to put your energy towards someone else. They're X's for a reason, Taurus. If you're paying attention to the X, you're not paying attention to the ones that really want your attention. You're missing out on opportunities. All right, let's see what the Tarot has to say. Taurus. Not a ton happening on the love front. Doesn't mean love can't be found. It's mostly about you making changes to you and your career. But, there's always things to be done on the love department. All right, so let's see what the Tarot has to say here. The World. These are endings and new beginnings. King of Cups. Water energy. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Here's the new beginning. Nine of Swords. And King of Swords. Wow, a lot of Swords energy. Okay, so Taurus, release your X. I'm going to start with this because this is pretty clear. The World card, which is ironic because you're on this as a fixed sign. Here you are, the Bull. The fixed signs are on here. This is endings, but this is also a great card because once you start releasing energy and people that do not serve your highest purpose, the new doors open. New people come into your life that are meant for you, but you don't get the new start unless you release the old energy. And this is what it's asking for you. You get the World when you release the X. And the X very well might be a water sign. So this is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is also asking you to be emotionally mature. The King is all about emotions, especially the King of Cups. Emotional maturity. You need to tap into those emotions. Taurus, you are an earth sign. You're pragmatic. You take things slow. You think things through. The very next card here is the Two of Pentacles. This is the man juggling. He's deciding what to do. What do you do next? What is the next route? So you might be thinking, going back and forth, does this person belong to be in my life? With Uranus sitting in Taurus and Mars, this is a time when you need to start really evaluating the self-worth. Taurus, that is your ultimate mission in life, is to build up your self-worth so you can progress into the next cycle. You're a sign of materialism. So you want nice things. You want the beautiful partner, the beautiful house. You want it all. But in order to do that, you have to value yourself higher. And it's asking for emotional maturity and to let go here. There could be karmic ties here too. Notice the infinity symbol wrapped around the pentacles. There could be some ties with money with this too. This is a pentacles card, but I think this is more or less you trying to juggle what to do and what to do next. But I think you need to listen to your intuition and take the emotional mature route here. An ending needs to occur in order to bring in the new. And when you do that, it's got the flirt card. Send your lighthearted energy to others, not the past. When you do that, you start the new cycle. This is the ace. This is the start of something new. This is the universe reaching out. When you decide something is done, the new cycle begins. This is also a victory. There's a crown with a wreath on top of the sword. This is a mental victory. This is changing your thought patterns about relationships generally so you can bring this in. And it's causing some tension. This is causing some tension and perhaps even some sleepless nights. And when I look at the chart here, with Uranus sitting there and making all of these squares over to your first house, especially with Uranus, which is the great liberator, it wants change and it wants change of view. This can create a lot of mental tension and energy. And now that Venus is going to be coming over, it's going to be conjoining Pluto toward the end of the month here. This can create obsession. So watch for that too. Someone's got you going, especially if the ex, gotta go. Block them. There's no reason for you to keep going back to anything that causes this type of stress in your life and to be losing sleep over someone that didn't work out to begin with. It wants you to change the thought pattern because otherwise things don't go well. Start the new thought pattern about the relationship. Think about what it is you want and what you're worth, and don't accept anything less, Taurus. The man clear of thought. This is the King of Swords. This is logic. This is using the logical brain to start the new cycle, to not hold on to old emotions that are no longer serving you. This also represents air energy. So this could be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So you could be dealing with another air sign. You might be obsessing about one right now, but this is asking you to release that and to start bringing in those new people. You're a great charmer, Taurus. People love being around you. But got to release the ex. You got to start the new cycle. The World is the very last card in the Tarot. This is asking for an ending. And once you do this, the world is yours. The world is your oyster. The new person might also be an air sign. I have a feeling the ex is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or they have strong water in their chart. The new person might be an air sign too, but I think this is more or less you. I think you need to use some logic here. You need to clear out the mental energy because there's going to be a lot of mental tension coming up here, especially with those squares from Mercury. Mercury is the messenger planet. It's your thoughts, it's planning, it's ideas. It's going to make a square over to Uranus in your first house. So, this produces this type of mental tension, loss of sleep. It's time to clear out that cycle. What's not serving you in your thoughts and your relationships, it's got to go. It absolutely has to go, Taurus. All right, let's pull one more card for the outcome. Very nice. You're going to do it. This is a victory. 6 of Wands. This is the man on the horse. You clear out the old, you bring in the new. It is the new year, Taurus, right? It's 2021. Enough of the junk from 2020. That which is not serving you has to go. Think clearly about this. Be clear in your communication about how it is you're going to release these exes. I prefer to just block people. That's me. You don't owe people an explanation, especially exes. And if they're creating any type of mental energy, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Go for the victory. Start the new beginning. And you get the world. All right, Taurus, if you like these videos, please like this video and subscribe. We'll talk to you in February. We're going to talk a lot about Uranus and Saturn, which is going to be a theme all through 2021, which involves you. Until next time, take care, Taurus.